The aim of creating the Turabify network, I realized how selfish the brand's name sounds. Turabify. Like the kid's name Turab and he just named it IFY. It's kind of like Spotify a lot. I like listen to a lot of Spotify. Just check out my Spotify. Some good shit on there. I think. But really, the reason I chose Turabify is deeper than just people wanting people to know my name. It's the name itself actually has substance to me. So Turab was a nickname for Muhammad's advisor, Hazrat Ali, in Islam. And it was said that if Muhammad was the city of Islam, that the gate to get into that city was Ali, meaning the logic behind in Islam sealed the spirituality of it, sealed the larger part of it. And there's this amazing book that hopefully my team can post somewhere. It's Living and Dying with Grace, Counsels of Hazrat Ali by I think Thomas Cleary or something. And that book is a phenomenal indicator of how deep that person is or was, and how much of an impact he probably had on the philosophies of the people around him. But also, Turab means dirt. It means soil. And I can see very little happening in this world without soil. And in college, I was a microbiologist. I graduated with a bachelor's in micro. And I did it because I loved ecology at the time. I was like super into organisms. I was super into watching documentaries about that stuff. I was just astounded by the complexity of our natural world and how things work so incredibly effectively and efficiently by virtue of all this time, this wisdom accrued in the system itself, and how it can be augmented so severely and still get to an equilibrium. Like, I have the utmost faith in our planet in general. And so Turabify, though sounding selfish I think to a lot of people, it really does mean a much deeper connectedness to things. And so the last video, if you had a chance to check it out, is me essentially recruiting people, because I don't think that my opinions are all that interesting all the time, and I want more people to be on the channel, be making videos about emotional intelligence that in ways that I don't think about. And so if you're someone that believes that you have stuff to say, if you're someone that wants to just put out something that will last forever on a channel that will inevitably grow quite a bit, please send me, record yourself like I do. Literally, I used to, if this is like one of the first videos you're watching, I used to just like walk around my phone like this, and like I would use a front-facing camera so I could see my facial expressions and shit. You don't need a mic or anything. Just walk around, talk about shit for 10 minutes that you think might pertain to something valuable someone could see on this channel, or anyone in the world could see. If you want to record it vertically, you can. If you want to record it horizontally, you can. Short, long, whatever. Send it to turabify@gmail.com, turabify@gmail.com, or DM me on Instagram or whatever. If you have a friend that's an influencer that likes talking about these things, if you have a podcast, whatever it is, I will literally give you 100% credit. I am not here to get in your way of growing your channels, whatever. I am literally here to connect, because I think that might be my deeper purpose for putting this shit together. So that's my pitch for creating this team. I need awesome people to actualize this vision. So give it a thought. Don't think about it too much. If it feels right to you, just send it. See how it turns out. And so for the rest of the video, I guess I'll talk about writing, the recent writing that I've done about the form matches function thought process. In medicine, we are taught this if we have good professors. They teach us that literally everything in our bodies is the shape and has the components that it does because of the job that it needs to do. And I think it's a perfect way to look at creating systems for ourselves that actually stand the test of time, but also reiterate to us the purpose for creating the systems. So, for instance, the system that I'm creating is this Turabify posting thing. Posting thing. It's a brand. It's a brand to hopefully give people information about emotional intelligence and to make them feel heard and connect them with cool, like-minded people and whatnot. So there's a lot of little things that go into it. But as I was parsing them out, and this would take like an hour to go over, but as I was parsing them out, I realized that the most important thing is something that I fucking suck at. I'm terrible at this thing, which is essentially getting people to engage, getting people to feel like when I'm with people, when I'm with my team, I can make people feel very comfortable. I think that's like one of my strong suits. But when it comes to technology, for some reason, there's like a block. It just seems like the screen or maybe circumstances outside of it just make us feel like we are only obliged to interact at a surface level. And I think that if more people start approaching social media as literally just interacting with human souls and how we would interact compassionately with anyone on the sidewalk or one of our friends or our family members, if we started using social media more like that, I think the world would literally improve. Duh. I think the world would improve. And I think our own lives will improve too, because we'll start realizing how many awesome people are actually out there. And I think this loneliness that we've associated with the technological movement is not necessarily true in any capacity. Because I remember when COVID hit, I was having phone calls and stuff all the time. And it felt like I was super connected to my friends. I remember in senior year of dental school, I played a shitload of video games because I hated going to the bars. I hated going out and seeing people and like interacting these kind of not particularly intellectual situations. I guess I've always been a nerd, a philosopher, but I used to play a lot of Fortnite, and I got to connect not like super deeply with my friends, but pretty regularly. And I remember my bass player at the time, who I won't say, I'll just say his name is Matt, because there's a lot of Matts in the world, but still my bass player, still sends me dope shit. Um, he was in a bad ways in his life, and it was around the time where I was thinking to myself, I should be doing something in this world to make people's lives better. I should like serve people in like a larger way. I always felt like that's something I was good at doing because I felt made people feel comfortable in classrooms and cracked jokes and had like these deep conversations with people, like a one-on-one scale. I was like, why not spread that energy to the world? I can't see it being a bad thing necessarily. But so I started interacting with this man consistently over fucking Fortnite. And over a series of now, it's been what, 8 or 9 months, I have drastically changed my life. I'm telling you, like pretty drastically. And I know that he's pretty drastically changed his life too, because we get to talk every now and then. So by virtue of connecting, by virtue of consistency, by virtue of technology, I believe that I have quantum leaped in terms of my growth as an individual, let alone my life satisfaction. And I think that more people should be taking advantage of this. And what better way if you're watching this video or you watch these videos consistently, connect with me. Connect with the other people that vibe with this stuff. Open your heart up to the world and serve. Give your wisdom out to the world. Like you might feel sometimes that you don't know shit. I feel that all the time when I make these videos. And it probably comes across, actually, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But the point is, no one knows anything. Really. Like, even, like, the more we know, the less we know. And I think the beauty of X, and I think the beauty of what Elon Musk has created with this thing, is that it's a vignette of human emotion. right? The function of X is to give everyone the ability to put their thoughts into the world, and to have no holds barred. You could say whatever you want, share whatever you want, do whatever you want. It's literally, it's the essence of a true observation of the human world, or maybe even the world in general through pictures and stuff. And I want this channel to kind of be that too, a little chaotic, a little bit real. I want it to be real, you know. And I don't know what the downstream effects of this could be. I'm sure there's possibly a lot of negativity that can come with it, but really I don't see any bad parts of this, you know. It feels good to be heard. It feels good to be validated. It feels good to interact with people that will make you think, interact with new philosophies that might be additive to your life. I know it feels good to me, and I know that sitting in this basement, oftentimes I don't get that thing, but the belief is that if I put it out there, it will come back. And it has. And a lot of the comments, like, you guys are cool. Like, I can tell, you know, like, very thoughtful, very curious people. And I think that whatever has made that in your life, I think it could really benefit someone if they heard it. It could really benefit me if I heard it. So think about it. Think about it. You know, just communicate. Put it out there. And if you don't necessarily have the courage to put yourself on camera, write something out. I could share that too. Right? But food for thought. Whatever you create in your life, the form should necessarily point to the function of it. But if there's any extra kind of stuff hanging out of the way, it's not gonna most effectively get to the end. And that's a very metaphorical way of putting it. I'm going to eventually break this down into words, which is going to be a tremendous task, but I'm actually really looking forward to it. So give me your thoughts. You know, what is something that you're building in your life that if you wrote out might be a little bit easier to create? Write in the comments. Send me a message. Hell, send me a Google Doc to turabify@gmail.com. I'll put comments in it. It'd be fascinating to have something like that going on. But anyway, actualize your potential catalyst. I believe in you. The world needs you. Take care.